Alright, welcome. We're going to look at multiplying 3-digit by 2-digit. Now, if you watch the video on how to multiply 2-digit by 2-digit, you're going to see some huge similarities. So let's look at our first problem. We have 321 times 45. Now, before I come over and actually do the problem in yellow, I actually split it apart. I use what we knew about expanded notation, and I turned my 45 into 5 times 321 and then 40 times 321. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the 5. I'm going to multiply the 5 out. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. Put my 1 down. I carry my put my 0 down. Carry my 1 over. 5 times 3 is 15. Plus 1 is 16. Then I move over to my second part. It's kind of like an extended fact. I'm going to bring my 0 down, and then I'm just going to do 4 times 321. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. And 4 times 3 is 12. Now, again, if you watch the other video, this will ring a bell here. So now this answer, this 1,605, is what we get when you multiply 5 times 1, then 5 times 2, and then 5 times 3. So I can just go ahead and insert it over. And then when I do the 40, I can write my answer in there. We finish this up by adding it, and we do 5, 4, 14, carry the 1, and we get 14,445. So the idea of this video is to show you that this line occurs by doing a 3-digit by 1-digit, which most people are fairly confident with. It's not until you add that tens digit in the bottom number here that people get a little nervous or a little antsy. And then I move over to the second side here where you can see just exactly what we are doing. So by splitting them apart into two separate problems, yes, it might be a little bit more writing, but if it helps you visualize and understand what you're doing, then it's definitely worth it. So again, it's the same step. You can see that the numbers will be the same. My next problem I'll actually work out first with the 3-digit times 2-digit, and then I'll move over into our split apart problem. But let's check that out. Let's look at our next one. We have 246 times 35. Now this time I'm actually going to work through the yellow problem first, and then I'll come over and do the green and the blue, just so you can see how that they do relate. So we do 5 times 6 is 30. 0, carry the 3. 5 times 4 is 20. Plus 3 is 23. Carry my 2. And I do 5 times 2 is 10. Plus 2 more is 12. Next, now I ignore this 5. Okay, I do 3 times 6. All right, you've been told, oh, you have to put that 0 there. Now, hopefully we're starting to understand why. I'll come back to that, so hold on just a second. 3 times 6 is 18. So we put our 8. Ignore that, that's an old mark, and we put our 1 up above. We do 3 times 4 is 12, but we can't forget about this 1 up here, which is 13. So we do our 3, carry our 1, we cross out that old work. Can't use that old work. And then 3 times 2 is 6, and again, don't forget about what we carried over, which is a 7. We total this up, and we get 0, 1, carry it over, 6, 8, and we get 8,610. Now I'm going to come over to my 3-digit by 1-digit. Again, I took my 35 and I split it up into 246 times 5 and then 246 times 30. So let's get started here. We do 0, carry the 3. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 3 more is 3. Carry the 2, and we have 5 times 2 is 10. Add 2 more. Take a look. Very nice. Same number. And now, again, we approach this like an extended fact. We are just going to focus on the 3 times our 246, our 0 like an extended fact. We can just tack on to our answer. And then we do 3 times 6 is 18, carry the 1, 3 times 4 is 12, add that 1 in, it's 13, carry the 1, and we do 3 times 2 is 6, don't forget about that 1, which is a 7. Which matches. So like I said, if this problem just has too much going on, or you're still you're still in that stage where you need a little bit more time to see how this is happening, you can go ahead and split it up and then add these two answers together. And I would still argue you're doing traditional. It might be slightly longer, but our goal will be to eventually then go from these two steps and merge them into our yellow problem and be able to combine them into one problem. And I have one more problem for us to try.